Fennemore is all about doing more for our employees, our clients, and our team members. And therefore, we went ahead and launched our Doing More platform. And today we'll be featuring Fennemore's Chief Practice Group Officer, Greg Miskulin, as we'll be talking about St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick's Day is one of our most favorite holidays to celebrate within the firm. And so he's going to share a little bit about how we carry on that tradition and how we look to celebrate that holiday. So Greg, thanks for being here.
Sure, happy to be here. St. Patrick's Day in the Fresno office has been historically a very big day for us. It started back in the early 90s, quite by accident, actually. I had to consult with Gina Moss and Donna Welker, who have been with the firm far longer than I have. Gina's been here 31 years and Donna 42. And in their recollection, it started in the early 90s as a potluck. Mike Dowling, with the namesake of the firm, was Irish, of course. There was another paralegal by the name of Patty O'Neill, and then Gina Moss were also Irish. So they cooked up this idea of like, hey, let's throw a big party for Mike because he's very proud of his Irish heritage, and let's do it on St. Patrick's Day. So it started as an internal potluck. Gina and Patty would cook up a bunch of corned beef and cabbage, and I guess Patty was also known for Irish soda bread. And it started as a potluck, and Mike really loved it, thought it was a great idea. And then the firm moved offices, and he thought, let's use this opportunity as an open house event theme. And so it started as an open house for the office. Every St. Patrick's Day, we would have this party. So Gina and Patty no longer cooked. There was a caterer involved and some professional people to put it all together. And that's how it started at the former office, which is quite a bit smaller than this one. Then when we moved to this office in 2005, it kind of grew exponentially. It became a really big deal. People had already been doing it for years, and so they knew it was going to happen. Not usually much going on in Fresno in March, and so it was a great opportunity for people to have something to do. Again, there was caterers. There was always an Irish band involved, hammered dulcimer and the flutes and whatever they play. And so that's kind of a spectacle to see. You don't get to see that every day. And the food became quite a big deal. In this office, the main conference room would be spread out with this huge ornate display of food. And it usually happens during Lent. And so there would be 3-foot-long slabs of salmon involved. There'd be a corned beef and cabbage sandwich station. There's usually exotic sausages and whole kinds of cheeses. And then an entirely different conference room just for the desserts. And so the whole office turns into this big Irish pub type of an atmosphere. Even the library gets turned into its own bar. It has its own set of kegs with different beers. So if people want to go different directions, we're trying to spread people out in the office. So it's become quite the big deal. There's usually, maybe 500 to 700 people that show up, which is a lot to funnel through an office. One of the neatest parts of it is our office. You enter through 2 different elevators, and as you know, the elevators open on our lobby in the office. And as people are usually lined up on the first floor trying to catch an elevator, get up. And as the elevator comes up, it's really quite spectacular. You hear this rumbling sound of this noise and this Irish band. And then the doors open and it's just wall-to-wall people, and it's just smells of food and the Irish band playing. So it really has a big impact. So that's kind of how it started. And it's invitation to our clients and friends of the firm. And people really have come quite to enjoy it. I recall one year, there's a particular justice from the appellate court who would always be at the party early. He came in early one year and I was busy pumping kegs. And he comes over and he says, hey, I was a frat boy, let me help. And so there I am pumping kegs with an appellate court justice, which was kind of cool. So yeah, that's kind of how it goes and how it started. Staff really like it because we clean up the whole office. It entails the entire office. People spread out with sub parties throughout in the different attorney offices, and it's just a big opportunity for the clients to come see the entire firm. A lot of times they just see a conference room or an attorney's office. This way they have open access to the entire office, and people get to walk around and meet their friends and commingle. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. After, Fennemore and Fennemore Dowling Aaron, when we all merged together, to create one firm in the California region. Gosh, we were so excited about this big party, this big celebration. We had heard all the way in Arizona, about how cool this party was. So unfortunately, COVID interfered and we're unable to host it this year, but we are planning something extra big and extra spectacular for 2022. So if you're not on the invite list now, you have 1 year to work your way onto the list, which is all good. So Greg, I know unfortunately we're not able to host it this year, and that's true for a lot of organizations and a lot of
Yeah.
businesses. So for those that can't get together in person, do you have any ideas about what people or businesses could do to celebrate St. Patrick's Day?
You know, raise a glass and toast the Irish and drink some green beer. We'll probably do something here at the office similar. We'll have some cookies or cupcakes, that type of thing. Like I said, it was one of Mike Dowling's favorite holidays, and it's a tradition that we really want to carry on going forward in honor of Mike. So we're looking forward to next year's party. We've already had clients calling this year asking if we're going to have it this year, hopeful. But just out of safety for COVID, we're going to punt one more year, and hopefully nothing goes wrong in 2022. We're going to do this thing up again and make Mike proud some more. Yeah.
I love it. Well, for everyone out there, happy St. Patrick's Day. And, Greg, thanks so much for sharing some insight around what we've done and what our firm traditions are around this holiday.
Exactly. Happy to help.